So, hello guys, I'm Dusan Trajkovic, and today we will talk about very important things in the lucid dreaming experience, which is what we call art of translocation or art of teleportation, whatever you choose to call it. Speaking about translocation is in fact speaking about understanding of what is lucid dreaming. And a practitioner who succeed in this ability will develop a very good and very further and very deep level of dream. Sooner or later, you will, after you have an initial lucid experience, you will start to think about how you can travel inside your dream, and this is a very nice way so we can explore a dream a little bit deeper and wider than most of people do. So I'm very sorry because of the light, because now in Belgrade it's very hot, so I will try not to. I hope you can see me now. Just look at this. So let us start. I'm Dusan Trajkovic, and I'm a friend of Michael Raduga. I follow Elijah project and his wonderful work over these years, and he's a really good fellow and good man with lots of experience without theoretical rubbish and using time for something which is not a part of a lucid dreaming teaching. I don't like to talk about me because we have already very important subject before our hands. In the beginning, I always like to start with the statement of Andy Warhol. He said that each of us has 15 minutes of glory. And perhaps it is good to say that all this what we are going to talk about is a beautiful way in which we can actually use these 15 minutes. In fact, we have these 15 minutes each day, or better to say, each night. We live in a belief that our time is passing, that time has passed or will pass, and accordingly, we measure our spiritual progress by time, not by the quality of what we may have experienced during this time. Okay. Whoever come, it's not too much if you are late. I will just keep talking, and I hope you will have this conversation recorded. This is my first time webinar in my life. So most of people ask me, how much years are you practicing? How much time do you need for projection? How long you can stay inside a dream? A very simple calculation leads us to the terrifying fact that we spend a third of our lives sleeping, and even a small part of it dreaming. In fact, average 30 years old man has only 20 years of his awareness life. There is experience that completely changes the content of our being and transforms it into a force we cannot even assume to exist. If we start heating the water, it will start to change. But that change will not be so significant for our soul until it reaches 99 degrees Celsius. Degree by degree, this growth will not mean much in the quality of the water itself. And yet, when it exceeds 99% and reaching the 100, that will change drastically the quality of the water. The experience of lucid dreaming is that qualitative change in the individual life. I think in this world there is no such experience of spiritual growth which will show directly very strongly, very aggressively, your whole inner world between your eyes. The first important step in this whole matter is to complete understand the architecture and anatomy of the dream. And we can say that our perception of what dream and dreaming are, and equating between these two completely different phenomena, is condition of most failure in lucid dreaming. I'm very, very excited to see people trying in years to become lucid in the dream, or to come into the phase, or some other methods without even realize when and what to do. So the art of teleportation, it's exactly that. You must understand what you do, why you do, and more important, when, in what stage of your dream you should translocate or teleport yourself. So understanding the process of teleportation inside the dream will show understanding of the same dream mechanism. Ability to translocate is not ability. It is understanding of your dream mechanism, understanding the logic of our deep mind. We really have no knowledge of two processes, the process of wakefulness and the process of dreaming. In fact, we are so far from realizing that there is no difference in these two processes, which is actually the one process. We are awake all the time. All the time we are awake, but we are not aware of it. How can we expect to understand what lucid dream is if we are not sure what awakeness is? Is it worth to find the mechanism of dreaming while we are not certain of our awake state, if we are not familiar with our own wake capabilities? So you must very, very put a lot of time understanding of difference between REM phase, non-REM phase, sleeping, dreaming, and etc., etc. So this is not for the beginners who don't know how to have a lucid dreaming. This is for some who actually can have at least a once in a week lucid dreaming. So we can translocate ourselves and improve the quality of a dream once we are translocated. The point of translocation is the point of space bending, which is in fact ability of translocating the dream. Also, we can bend time. The very, very important things in our lucid dreaming, because we don't have so much time. We have time maybe in the beginning 5 to 15 minutes maximum, so we can explore our dream. We can bend space. In the beginning, it is very easy to achieve it, and that we called the ability for translocation. Also, during time, you will learn how to bend time inside your dream. So you can have dream inside your dream and expand your time so you can explore your dream quite wide. We will talk about it. Let us just do it once by once. It is in the beginning, it's very important to learn the condition of developed through a dream, and that is action. Moving with your body, moving with your thoughts. If one is missing, you will collapse your dream and you will return to your wakefulness. First of all, your body must move. You must always touch something, never to be in one place in a few moments. You must always move around, move your eyes. You never must focus or gaze anything, because your sleep will start to collapse. Also, it's very important to have action inside your mind. You must have a plan of action. You must know what to do. The moment you stop in your dream and say, what should I do? You will collapse your dream, probably, in the beginning. So building your action plan in some points, let us say 2, 3, or 4 points in the beginning, before the lucid dream, it's very, very important from dream projection and from building the scenario of a dream. So this is just some preliminary words. I would like now to talk a little bit about translocation and teleportation itself. Just to see, because I'm watching you in my camera, I see people. Okay. So changing the dream scenery, what we call translocation or teleportation, as some of our projections prefer to call this ability, is one of the main ways in which the dreamer freeing himself from the projection of dream. It is not only the question of, okay, now I will go to the moon or New York or, I don't know, Alps or Himalayas mountain. Releasing yourself from the preliminary first projection will give you a positive or negative things, depends how you are putting them. The dream, what is the dream? Dream is augmented reality. We lean on it, but we do not depend on it. We tickle this dreaming and sleeping reality, provoking it by our lucidity, but there is no real danger from our side in which we can crush its boundaries. Dream has his own rules in which our shadow or mind determines the law, and we live in that sphere and we are free. We are totally free to do whatever we want until we reach the boundaries of the scenery, the boundaries of dream logic. When we are leaving these boundaries, our mind will set up alarm and will start to collapse the dream, because our awareness inside the dream, our lucid dreaming, is like virus in our body. And your mind, when you show your mind that you are aware inside your dream, doing some things which is not normal for the mind to do inside the dream, will start to wake up his army of defense and throw away from the dream like thorn in your body. So you must be very, very wise how you will use methods from translocation, very, very subtle, very naive, but still very aggressive and concrete. Getting out of the dream scene is an impossible adventure. It is like quitting the job, even though we have a bank loan, or traveling around the world when we have married in a couple of months. In fact, our whole life is a much more limited phenomenon than our dream. And we are free inside a dream just because we are not we. We are losing our individuality, and we can do whatever we want inside the dream. When you gain your awareness and when you become lucid, you are becoming yourself, and yourself and dream, it's crushing enemies, and your mind don't want to have a battle inside your dream. He will just throw away, like we throw away virus in our body. You must be very precise and very, very clever what to do. The only way for a dream to progress and develop is the dreamer. Without you and without dreamers, a dream is completely meaningless phenomenon. Without dreamer, there will be no sleep. And without this sleep, there will be no dream inside that sleep. It is not the same. Dreaming and sleeping, as you already know, it's not the same phenomenon. When I say dream, I usually think about the state which we called a REM phase, or rapid eye movement phase. In order to make a successful shift from the dream scenario in general, which the mind has constructed from quite solid foundations, we must forget about the corridors and all logical exits from such a structure. The entire neighborhood and guardians of the ground floor of your dream will be directed against you. And every logical attempt to abandon the construction structure will end as collapsing the dream and returning yourself into wake reality. So what we should do to translocate, to teleport ourselves from the dream? We must use the methods which more than anything are nebulous, illogical, and nonsense. You must use trick, not knowledge. Knowledge is a part of control. You must use trick. You must cheat the game. You must not play the game because your mind will always be one step ahead of you. So, like when we were children, you remember, some of you in the past, we succeed to know the cheat of the game when pressing some things and you have unlimited lives. That's the way it should teleportation or translocation to be done. If performed correctly, teleport or translocation in a way seems shocking to the mind, which must now initially create totally new reality and move focus from a dreamer to that new scenario. So this is a huge advantage for the practitioner who will get two things by translocation. The first thing, which we already said, is to save time, because we come directly to the area that we intended within that action plan. And as you know, time is very of essence inside the lucid dream. You are skipping the part of the building the dream, in this way you are just cut, copy, paste, and put yourself where you want to go. The second thing, which is more important, is with this escape from the primary location, we will get great clarity. It is very important. As you know, when you find yourself inside your dream, you will be complete blind. That's because some mechanism of projection is starting to grow, like computer. When you turn on, it will not have right away this system. It will have BIOS, it will have totally blank screen, and little by little, you will have operating system. So waiting inside the void will draw some energy and draw some time when you want to come to scenery. When you translocate, you can do it directly from the void, and we will learn that in the next few minutes how to do it. For the methods themselves, there are lots, really lots of different techniques. Some of you will succeed with one without any problem, while others will completely fail with the same method. You must experiment and you must choose always different things, and changing them, adopting them, upgrading them. As I said, during time, there will be experience that old methods will no longer respond. And people, like in techniques from lucid dreaming, always get specific kind of neurosis and a nervous breakdown when you learn your method, see that it's perfect, and in 2-3 months, it completely starts to work. That is because you are not moving. You start moving, and as we said, you must always adapt, always move, because the rules are totally, it's conflict with the dream mechanism. Rules is for this world, but from the dream you must improvise. You must use your imagination, your fantasy, your phantasmagory, everything that is just a matter of moment, method of your higher mind, not a structure that you used before. There is no time, there is no before in your dream. Every technique and every method that you repeat is blasphemy for your dream. So please change things, adapt things, play with your method. Your dream must be live, not not like some old guy who don't want to change and doing everything whole his life, repeating just day after day until he's die. Dream must not die. Dream always must live, and you must be living inside this dream in original way, living way, a positive way, with a lots of experimenting, lots of doing. That's the very important of the lessons of moving. We must move, and always with different new things in our dream, so the mind will not have immunization. You will see sometimes, if you are doing day after day your lucid dreaming, you will reach the third or fourth day, if you do every day, that day will not work at all. Simply, you are put the most blasphemy things inside your lucid dreaming experience, that you repeat and get the structure, which is a logical and mind thing. It's not a dream thing. So you are building your dream as a strong structure, instead like plastic and like gum and plastelin, so you can modify it. Your dream mustn't be as strong as brick or stone. Your dream must be like water, like liquid, so you can pour it in everything that you want, in each way, different things, so this water will not be a swamp. It must be very clean. So the condition of every teleportation technique is always a firm desire to leave the current location and to reach desired destination. This desire should be in our mind for only a few moments, not more, after which we start the very method itself. It is very good to say and loudly to speak the name of the destination itself, which especially affects the flow of lucid vision. Every word spoken in a dream will be much different than we do on the physical awake plane, because the organs in charge of the speech process are simply not used inside the dream. We do not have tongue, neither we have lungs, no breath, vocal cords in our sleep. And yet our mind will have a projection of all these organs, but just because it is accustomed to do. So when you start to speak, you will see your sound and the voice will pretty much be distorted. Just like your vision, if you look yourself in a dream before your mirror, because you are crushing your expectation, because you do not have the mirror, you do not have the body, you don't have the voice, you don't have nothing except your will and thought. Using the words in a dream will have a wonderful role, like the mold into which we can pour the forged will, if you understand what I want to say. When we are speaking the name of the thing which we want to summon before us, and if we want to summon it, then we will turn around and we will see these things which we named before ourselves, but not behind our backs. And there is a strong logic behind this movement. We will talk about it, because whatever you speak about something, it will be before you, once you turn your back. And that is the art of teleportation. You are not putting the things inside of your dream. When I want to, let us say, to summon my wife, God help me, in my dream, then I say her name and I start to look above and I will meet her in the back. But in fact, the moment I speak her name, I start to teleport myself, but without sense of it. every summonings, every change in the scenery in the side of the dream itself is a part of little teleportation. And you must understand this mechanism. So what we are going to do with teleport, after enflaming yourself with the intention of new destination, and having spoke the name clearly and loudly in the dream, we begin to rotate around our axis. Such a movement can be accompanied by raising the arms at the level of our shoulder, whereby by rotation should be accelerated to such an extent that the vision and contour of dream will begin to fade. You must never overdo it, because you will return to your body, and the contrary, you must never do it too much slow, because you will stay inside the scenery. I think what we are doing as a kid, as some of you remember, when the whole the whole room is spinning, is what we are need this. The whole movement, the spinning, should last between 5 to 10 seconds, no more, certainly no more, and on which we will start to stop instantly and aggressively at one point after this 10 seconds. With a little effort and practice, we will find ourselves at desired location. The teleport technique in the beginning rarely give you success. You will really need maybe 10 or 20, or let us not speak about the numbers, but you will have to have some maybe 10 trying before the lucid teleportation will start to succeed. Once again, never try any experience, especially translocating during each your lucid dreaming projection. Never. You always must have at least one day or one projection without it. You don't need to put organization inside your mind, because your mind will build immune system and will crush your methods. So very soon you must jump to some other, and that is what we don't want to do. Every habit leads to a system and predictability, to logic and mold, and that is what our mind wants, to crush our dream so we can return to wakefulness. So once again, first thing, you must very strong with your desire. You must say where you want to translocate, and you must start to spin around yourself very aggressively with opening eyes. Don't close your eyes, because closing your eyes inside a dream, you will instantly return to your wakefulness. Why? Very easy answer, because you do not have the eyes. So closing your eyes will be back in your system of dream, and it will just return instantly in your wake body. So keep your eyes open, or projection of where your eyes it is, and start strongly to spin 5 to 10 seconds. Even if you see the same scenario, don't be tricked. The teleportation itself begin in the moment of stopping, not in the beginning of spinning. Do not get fooled by your mind in the same way that you can be fooled once you're doing your initial phantom wiggling and rotation when you are in sleep paralysis. Most of people think that, this is not the perfect time, I will drop off. 90% of all failures in lucid dreaming start from the illusion that you are not in the perfect phase. You are in the phase all time, but you just need to finish your whole procedure, even if it is wrong, but you must finish it. You must not reject or quit. So this is the same part. Most of people, when start rotating, see that, oh, this is the same room, there is nothing from translocation. No, translocation will usually start the moment after 10 seconds you're spinning, when you stop, and voila, you will have a totally new scenery. Remember that next time when you do your projection. This is the first method, which is most easily for everyone, but there is lots of us who is always thinking and what if, intellectual guys who will fucked up their dreams, and this method simply it's not for us, because most of the time we will have failures, or sometimes your mind will just teleport not in your desired location but some totally random stuff, which can be a lot of fun, but as I say, it will be failure because your mind and your will is not manifesting in the way you agree and you wrote on your action plan. So the second method is a little bit more complicated, but it is the same essence. It is involving the flying technique, which will certainly be explained maybe some other time. The ability of flying, unfortunately, is for most of people in lucid dream almost impossible. Everyone can start to fly, but very soon this flying trajectory will begin to lose your consciousness, to lose control, to lose the clarity of a dream, and 90% of long-term flying will result of completely wakefulness, which is too bad, because most of people don't know how to use the dream mechanism to keep yourself flying, and even more when you land, so you can continue with the same clarity to exploring the dream. The beginning of this technique is the same as previous. In fact, every changing of location by teleport or translocation always starts in the same way. First, as we say, strong desire for a location with a clear knowledge of where we want to go. After we say aloud the location itself. In this second method, immediately after we say, we start flying high without looking down. It's very, very important not to look down or even to look at the horizon. Your sight always in this technique must be up in very, very nadir point, which is above your head, and flying towards it. This flight should maybe have time for maybe 5 minutes, not more, because there is a danger. Each second more, it will be danger for your teleportation and danger to return to your body full wakefulness. So 5 minutes, no more. And after that, you just release everything without aggressiveness, without everything, just fall down, and you will fall down in the scenery that you want to translocate. So this is the point. You are looking up, and your mind simply will not have so much RAM memory to know that he will keep your scenery. No, you are saying the name of translocation, you are having desire, you are flying up, and he will forget that you are in the scenery. So while you are not looking, he will construct everything as you told. And when you return down, you will see yourself in the whole new scenery. This is very nice way of teleportation, but it has some danger things, and in some, I don't know, every fifth or fourth method of teleportating in this way, your mind will put you randomly in some things. So in my cases, mostly I am always fall down in some futuristic town that I have all these years the same, and as I touch my ground, the people who are around me is very very suspicious, seeing my clothes, which are for them very, very outcommon, and speaking about me, who are you, how you are flying, etc. Of course, this is the failure of a dream, but it is nice to see, because now you can explore the dream from this point and use the time what it is given to you. This change of the sight, when you are looking in one direction, not looking in the other, involving your mind to build a scenario, like when you say the name of your wife, or I don't know who, and turn around, is actually a perfect mechanism how the scenery and dream reality works. And we will have opportunity to speak about later when we speak about using the door for teleportation. The gazing and seeing is very important topic in lucid dreaming. Most people don't know that gazing things can give you a perfect clarity. How to do it? Most of you touch, rub things, looking, and once you have a perfect clearance, you can start to explore dream. During time, this clearness will fade off, and you will again try to rub things, but there is no need for it. If you look closely at your finger, and as you are gaze, the picture will start to fall off. You must learn the moment before you are returning to your body, so you can move your sight out completely different point. In that point, your scenery will be totally clear, much faster and much better clearance than you want to use your hands. This is the trick that you can help yourself in maybe 2 or 3 seconds to have perfect clearness. You must realize that there is a strong line between enough gazing and returning to your body, but your experience will show you where and when is the perfect time to change drastically your mind. You must never see the focus 10 seconds, no, 10 millimeters. You must move your head and stare and gaze at some object which is in completely different way than your gaze. So the sight in a dream is so important. It equally holds the dream together, the dreaming together, and dreamer inside the dream. And it affects on your duration of your dream. You must always have the sight and moving eyes, not in a single moment to keep your sight in one place. And if you remember, and if you open eyes of some people who are dreaming, like I did with my youngest brother when we was kids, the same movement of eyes is in the REM phase, totally. So it is very, very interesting. So if you repeat this kind of looking, not too much fast, but not too much slow, you will stay inside of your dream a lot more time than you are looking in the usual way of looking. We must constantly move with our eyes so we can stay inside the dream. This is the point of moving, which I, from the beginning, start to emphasize. Moving your body, moving your eyes, and moving your thoughts inside the dream. Never to stay in one place or one thought, even a moment. When I was in this place, let me say, the one of the best teleport methods is even before vision started, and that is inside a void when we don't see anything. Imagine a fast futuristic train from the future which is moving very fast near you, and that train has all time open its doors. Now imagine when you find yourself inside a void. In usual time, you will start to palpate in and touch things. But now, what you are doing is completely different. Now you want to grab your hands at that futuristic train, and your hands to be grab the doors which are open, so it will pull you. And this trick can give you instantly vision and change the scenery of your mind, who is building some scenery that you are not aware. This train will cheat your mind mechanism, dream mechanism, and you are starting to move yourself in a dream to touch things. And once you are inside the dream, you will have instantly vision. Sometimes you will have seen some people inside this train. You can talk with them, you can ask them where this train is going, and this train can lead you to the port where is your translocation destination. So you can use it perfectly, so you can cut the timing of you will spend for touching things, and once again you will need to strengthen this vision. So in this very short trick, you can spare maybe even 2 minutes of your lucid time, which will be like 20 minutes inside of your dream. Think about the timing, think about the tricks. Your mind, it's very fast, but it is not wide. It is like old computers who have speed but don't have too much RAM inside, so you can trick him. You can fool him if you are smart, cunning, and fast. So try to use this teleport technique before you even get the picture. As soon as you roll out from your body, you can just putting yourself that you hear something, and hear hallucination is very strongly in that period of time, much stronger than visual cortex. You can hear exactly whatever you want to hear. So if you have projection to have futuristic train, futuristic metro passing by, you will hear it, and more, and when you want, you just hold it and he will push, and you will sense this pushing inside your being, and you will be inside of a train and get vision maybe in 10-15 seconds maximum. Wait this train to drive you at the desired location, so you can leave the train, say farewell to the people inside the train. Maybe you can talk to them in the meanwhile, but let us farewell to them, and you can start explore your dream from the train station that you arrived. There is lots of different tricks inside the dream, so we can explore, and we can use these tricks to drive us inside the dream. And one of the best tricks for me is from my 13-14 years I start to do this trick, is opening the phenomenon of opening doors. This is the method which uses resources of the dream itself. We do not need to imagine or to project things inside the dream. No, with this method we are using the things from the dream itself, so we can cut and to be far away from the primary scenery. For this occasion, we can use any door in a dream. We can use a mirror, or maybe we can use glass. In every buildings that we can see in our dream scenery. Mostly of us, we are connected inside of our room, a real room. So you can have lots of doors, you can have lots of mirrors, and you can have lots of glasses. So you can use it very well for the methods of translocation. It is very, very important to know how to use them properly, because there is a very small details which will result of complete failure or maybe complete success. The method itself is very important to understand. So now I want to speak about using the very great method of using the corridors and using the doors. Okay. This is my first webinar, and I don't have a feedback from people, and sometimes I don't know if I'm connected. Okay. So now we begin with the real magic. I leave this best part for this kind of timing, because I will need a little bit more energy to speak about, because the mechanism and essence of dream is very important to understand. It is easy to translocate yourself by accident, but if you don't know how it is possible and what did you do exactly, it's very important for me to pass to you. So now we'll talk about the true method of teleportation, which is using the doors as a portals between the worlds, between the dreams, and the using what I called the personal space pool, lucid pool, which is in fact the highest form of teleportation, which can expand timing of your dream drastically. I usually can have minimum 15 to 20 minutes if I do everything previously as I should. So let us continue with the art of teleportation or translocation. We are come for those who are not arrived in time. We are just speak about some basic techniques, and now we are speaking about using the doors as a corridors between the dream location and escaping the dream projection itself. So suppose that we are inside of our dream, that we find ourselves in some dream scenario where we are on the street. This will usually be 90% of our experience, or to find ourselves in the corridor of our house or buildings that we are living. Certainly the nearest possible door will be 1,000 meters away, plus minus. It will be very close. But what is important here is the approaching to such a door. Once we have achieved maximum clarity of a dream and decide to move away from the current dream scenario, we must not stare at that door in any way. We must in no way arouse suspicion of a dream that we want to live. On the contrary, we have to walk towards that door with complete normality. Hey, look at this door. I'm very nice to look at them. It is very nice made. I think I saw my very good friend behind them. You must be very naive. You must be very stupid, because your mind must think that you are following his projection, not yours. That is very important. You must not give him a reason to block and to start to produce antibodies. No, you must pretend. You must act in this movie of your mind, pretending that you will use that door in a way your mind set up that door in first place. In fact, the mechanism of sleep has set them for this very reason, because the mind wants for us to open so you can follow his path, not the path of your translocation. And we will use this how to say, trickery and treason to escape this prison, what is dream in most places. In fact, when in this place, the whole our movement in a dream must be out of curiosity. We must never announce the plan of what we are doing with emotion, because mostly our actions are treacherous towards the dream projection, and our mind will reveal our true intentions by our actions, which will, as I said, start to rise your immune system toward your lucid consciousness, and possibly to collapse your whole dream. Therefore, we do not want that. And the whole motive of every movement, every your walk, every your step inside the dream must be easy, completely relaxed, without any emotion or inner mental noise. It is very important. You will stay in your dream immensely much time if you do this strategic. The ultimate goal here is is expectation, not desire. We must accept something behind the door. We never must desire something behind that door. You must sense the difference. You must see, maybe it's my friend behind that door. I saw him. You never must put this, I saw a dinosaurus behind it. I must see what is behind this door, and you will crush your dream. You must always start to play like you are in your movie, not in a dream. So you can say, nice, very nice door. Now I will see about what material it is made. Oh, very nice blue color, or very nice white color. Let me see what is behind it. This kind of movement is like what you need. Expectation, not fascination. Expectation, never fascination. You must say, hey, I saw my little brother behind this door. Let me say hello to him. This is what you need to think. So your mind will say, okay, pass. You're good to go. You have your license. It is like Alice in Wonderland. When Alice in the beginning of the book say, oh, the white rabbit, he have his clothes on. Let me follow him. And that's the beginning of every good lucid dreaming experience. And even more, it is the best way you can walk inside your dream without interruption. Like in Matrix, you are become a part of the program, not the virus of program. The first attitude built when you are emotionally, when you want something with desire. The first attitude builds sleep defenses. The second, open sleep pathways, and which will totally show you the level of a dream that you are never been aware of it. We must be very quickly at coming to that door, very quickly, nonchalant and naive. You must be very naive when you are coming at the door which are in front of you. By opening the door from the front, and you must realize this, by opening the door from the front, touching the door, you're signing agreement between you and your mind. Touching this door will mean, okay, I put my sign on this contract, and everything that I will do is on my legal rights. And you will give the legal rights to your mind. So you must be very clever. You must come to the door, and you must, firstly, you must speak the name of the destination. Let us say, I want to come on the Mount Everest on Himalaya. You don't say, I want to translocate, never. Just the name, shortcut, Mount Everest. without touching the door. Without touching the door. You never open the door when you want to translocate in front of yourself. So what you are doing? You're doing the same strategic like when you are summoning and calling entities inside of your dream. You are turning away head upon them. So you are turning your back against the doors and you are pushing the open of your door on the side of your back, not in front, but opening like thief, and you are pretending, oh, nothing is happening, I will just open this door. This kind of movement you need. So the guardians of the sleep, which is mind, which is you, in fact, don't see anything special inside. Once you open this door, still you are in the part of a dream. You must free yourself completely, and you must do it very quickly. So when you open your door, do not turn frontally to cross them, because you will cross them and you will find yourself in the corridor that mind set up, not in the translocation destination. So step behind that door, going backwards, so you don't see where you are coming. When you step inside, you are closing the door and now turning around, and that's the point. That's the movement we need. In that moment, you will be completely in a very new place. There is also a trick. Sometimes when you say the name of your destination before the door, dream will start to interfere, and you will see that as you will have a much more experience. So you can start to draw little signs on the door as a shortcut, as a sign to you, but not the sign for your mind. So New York can be NW, the name of the New York, or something which will give you the symbol of what or where you want to come. After that, you are just opening the doors behind your back, stepping behind the door and closing the door still without turning. So it is very, very special. So you must never turn yourself before you are not close the door. You must close the door, and that very naive movement will move you inside your dream. This is the point of moving. When you are close the door, not when you are stepping the door. You will be still in the part of the scenery. Closing the door, and everything will change. Of course, during time, you will need to change this with a little details. Sometimes you must choose only one color of door so you can leave the place. Sometimes you can choose only one way of street. Let us say the part of the street which are pair numbers, not unpaired numbers. So never give your mind the structure or habit that you are doing. You must always change and always move, so your mind will never catch up. I think this is the very, very important details which will show totally complete success and totally and complete failure with using the doors. Yes, most of these techniques are always already said, but the main point is in these little details. Most of people, because in my time I didn't have any books. I started to do all this when I was a kid. using my own techniques, and I lose so much time in this detail, sometimes years, before I realize that I didn't do it very well. The main point of the failures in this part is that first, people come before the door with expectation. You're completely destroy everything that you want to achieve. Second part is never to open doors frontally, never to cross the level of the doors frontally, and always close the door with your back to the new location. These 3 points always need to be done, so you can translocate with easy. Once when you are going to the new scenery, no matter how much you feel that new location is firm and steady, always do stability check. Touching things, whatever you do, rise to the maximum clearance of lucid dreaming. And for me, the best way is just move your eyes a little bit, few seconds, and even stare at one point a few seconds, and then fast move your focus. It will be maybe 5 to 10 seconds maximum, but it will give you clearance and enough strength for a dream, so you can explore. There is no need for you to translocate yourself and to lose your dream and collapse, to bring back to the wakefulness. For me, that is the failure. The true essence of translocating is in the keeping the mind and keeping the whole experience, even when you are translocating. In the first few attempts, maybe the few dozens or hundreds attempts, you will return to your body maybe after 10, 15, 20 seconds, no more, because you will be emotionally distraught. You will say, "Ah, yes, this is it." No, we must never say this is it, because you are pointing yourself and say, "Yeah, I'm the criminal. Shoot me." No, you must say, this is the Disneyland. Very nice. Now I want to see the parts of the Disneyland because I never been to the Disneyland. It is very interesting. Let me explore it. This is the thing that you need, so you can stay inside translocated location. The first thing is how to get to the translocated location, and the second thing is how to stay in the new location, which is much more difficult. We need to be very steady, very naive. Oh, it's very nice. Let me explore it. And we must conceptualize, bring much strength and clarity inside this new location, so we can explore and have a decent time. And what I say decent time, it's maybe 5 minutes, 3, 4, 5 minutes in the beginning. As you grow older and have more experience, you will have much more time. So the best practitioner, it's not the one who can have every night lucid dream. I almost, in all my life, every night almost have, sometimes without pause for months. This is not the point we are looking. The good practitioner, it's the one who even have once a week or once a month, but everything that he wants to do inside the dream, he succeed in that one dream. Don't think that building, like in gym, building kilograms and putting your muscles a little bit more and more will going to push you deeper inside the dream. No, you must learn the mechanics and the logic or non-logic, totally absence of logic inside the dream, so you can penetrate deeper inside of the dream. when we say about doors, I want to speak about one thing which most of people don't realize, that have a very nice idea of translocating, but have a lots of danger. And that has two things. First thing, using elevators inside the dream. The second is using telephones, which is far more scarier than we can think. What is all about? When we call an elevator inside of our dream projection, we, in the same time, frontally, and remember this, frontally, we are doing what our mind wants. We have wish to come to the bottom if we are living in upstairs, and in the lucid dreaming, we will have an elevator. We go inside the elevator, we press the appropriate number, and the door of elevator is closed. What is going on now? Usually, we will feel the sensation of moving down because we are living in the floor. Now we are going to the basement. In most cases, we will feel inside the dream what we will later do when we want to prolong time, and that's the feeling of stepping down. Elevator will step down, and we will not see what is behind the elevator, letting our mind constructing and projecting what he wants. And because your mind perfectly knows that you want to use the elevator for translocating, and now he is building a defense system from it. He will using the sense of pulling down, and you are not aware what is going on out of elevator. And when you reach the basement, your trance state will be much deeper. You will be deeper in a sleep, even if you are not know, because this sensation of going down is using in very much of spiritual schools for achieving the deeper level of trance. So your mind will trick you, maybe. Sometimes I will tell you my very strong experience and very scary experience. Sometimes it's nice to have them, but usually you will waste a lot of time about them. And when the elevator is open, you will expect, I'm on the basement. That's wrong. The door will be open, and instead that you are going to the basement, you will stepping right to your personal hell, because your mind, now we have a lots of time. He prepared everything so you can stay inside his world, and now he will let you know that you will never use any teleportation, so you cannot cheat him anymore. Always try to avoid using the elevators when you're going down. This is simply in my experience. Everything that I talk is for my experience and experience the people I usually show them this. Always use elevator to going up, so you can go to the roof, and from the roof you can fly or translocate, but never go down with your elevator. Either you're using the stairway, the steps down, or you are not using the elevator at all. The same, in fact, the using the elevator will give your mind the ability of teleportation against you. So the mind will give yourself trapped inside of his cage, to say, and you will lose your lucid dreaming, and it's very hard to release yourself from that scenery which dream is your mind will give you. Using the telephones inside the dream, it's very interesting experience. Most of you don't remember that they use telephones inside the dream. Remember when was the last time that you speak in fully in your dream with the telephone? Most of people never. And most of them can say, yes, I always speak with the telephone in my dream. And when I ask, when is the last time? They say, oh, but I cannot remember. Of course you cannot remember. You never speak by your telephone during the dream, or you are using something which is using our voice. It is very distorted. It's very demon. You will always listen some voice who will speak to you, very, very distorted sound, and sometimes it can be very, very strange to you and scary to listen these voices. My personal experience when I was very young, when I started to have lucid, maybe 11, 12 years old, I have a lucid dream inside of a room when I typically find myself when I lucid dream in that time. Even now, I often find myself in that location, and the telephone starts to ring. That was a few seconds before I wanted for myself to leave this scenery, but my mind tricked me and put the telephone ringing. I come to the telephone and I put the phones in my hand, and in that way I started to move teleport mechanism. I move my attention from my desire because I ask myself, who is it? Expectation. Who can be? But I was a kid. In that time, I watch lots of scary horror movies. I have one negative hero that I always try to run away, and I scare by him a lot. And in that moment, I hear his voice saying to me, now you're trapped and I'm coming to you. And I put the phone, hang off, but I hear now the door of my home start to crash, and he's coming inside of my dream scenery, and there is nothing that I could do. This is typically a typical example how we can fail inside the dream to use mechanism which per se it's all right, but using in a totally wrong manner or in wrong time. So please pay attention for using the phones, and especially using the elevators. Just to see what we can speak, there is also very fantastic way you can use a very good trick, even if you don't see any doors, even if you cannot turn around your axis. This is a little gift that I will give to you, and this will be a postcards. Postcards is something that your mind inside of your dream will think that it's okay. Now, next time, as you do project yourself, put your right hands inside your right pocket. And from the now time until then, you will find a postcards inside of your right pocket. In your right pocket will be postcards. Next time you will find yourself in a dream. Turn your postcards and you will see in the postcards usually the location that you want to travel. It will be Himalayan Mount Everest, it will be beaches, it will be moon, it will be Jupiter, it will be space, it will be whatever you want, but it will be postcards. So what you are going to do, it could be very quickly. You don't need to go to the doors or to pass through some mirrors or anything. just put down on the floor, and like in Mary Poppins movie, jump on it. Jump on it, and this sensation of falling inside the postcard will usage just exactly as instant teleport inside of that location. In this logic, we don't need to use frontal backhand strategic, because the postcards will be totally okay for your mind without realizing there is a danger of leaving this card. You must have at least some experience with passing through the doors, so you can pass through the postcard like in Mary Poppins cartoon or movie Disney, when the Mary Poppins with those kids, if you remember, draw something and jump in the scenery, bringing themselves in cartoon location. So this is the tricks which will use things that you have inside a dream, but still, whenever you translocate or teleport yourself in your new destination, remember, you must strengthen and you must deepen your dream so you can explore it more and to have a decent experience which will last, we hope, 5 minutes, maybe less, and during your experience this time will be more and more. But no matter how much experienced you are, translocation have some peaks and boundaries. Don't try this tonight, please. But now you have expectation, and you will have your sensation of success, and you are now projecting your dream, and even now your mind is building counter effect and counter strike to your wish to try this even tonight. Don't do this. Trick your mind and tell him, oh no, Dusan is very stupid guy and he talks so much weird things, and we don't want to use this tonight because he's a stupid man. Trick your mind in each time you are doing lucid dreaming. Trick yourself to be stupid in your dreams so you can use dream much more and much wide and much deeper than your dream it wants for you to be. So please not try this tonight. Okay, thank you very much. I'm just kidding, but I don't want to have failure in this the first thing, because your enthusiasm will fall off and you will lose energy. No, next time you are in the dream, not tonight, but in a couple of nights, just try this. Search for your for the postcards that I send you, and it will arrive at your dream post, and you will have it in the right pocket. The left pocket we can leave for the pills, or from some magical tools which can, let us say, the red pill or yellow pill, so you can eat it and, like Alice in Wonderland, become wider or smaller, or you can have a flying ability, or you can have instantly clearness. This is the way you should treat your dream. Trickery, cheating, and blasphemy. Avoiding the rules, not going with the rules, because you will lose again. The mind is always faster and always better than you. So you must use the things that child and kids are using in the games. Cheating. You must cheating. This is the way we will cheat the system, and it will be totally astonished and blocked by what you are doing. And when your mind is the block, you will be gone already be in your new translocation. Because I'm very sorry now, we are speaking half and 1 hour and a half. I will try to not be boring so much, and to finish this, I keep the best part for me, the best part in the end, and that is using the translocation to translocate yourself between the ways of a dream. What is it? Let us say that you want to translocate to Himalaya. Both me and you know in your mind that this place exists. So when you think about Himalaya inside of your dream, you are using memory to remember something which you already seen, which is real. It is not phantasmagoric picture, it is not imaginary, it is real. So it will use a part of a brain where memory is located. If you want, let us say, to come to some place that do not exist, let us say black holes and future time or past time, or I don't know what, you will use some other part of the brain which is totally against the part of the memory. You will use your imagination, which is using things which don't exist. Both things inside of your dream have benefits and negative things. But there is a way we can use third way, and that is things that both don't exist and both exist. What is going on? I will tell you. I will need some time. Just I want your attention. When I was a kid, I was doing lots of spiritual techniques and methods. Sometimes I work maybe 5-6 hours about meditation, and when you are young, and each school of magic and mysticism is very close to you. Unfortunately, most of these techniques are not working at all, especially lucid dreaming technique. I have a luck, so I had the ability to do all this all my life, but I have a very, very simple, very nice technique where I imagine myself building a library, which I totally imagine, and where in that library was the books in which I need to read them in 2-3 months, and in these books it will be some things written about my being. That was the technique. And I every day, because I had very good visualization, I every day at least half an hour close my eyes and start to walk through that library. And I totally forget about this technique. Maybe years are passing, and I don't know how, but I think I have this my diary. I remember this technique when I was almost 20. So maybe 8 years, maybe more passed. And I wish to visit this library inside of my dream. It was very, very good idea for my action plan to next time when I was lucid to have visited this library, which I constructed and put my effort, very much effort, but I forget it all these years. And I asked myself, okay, is it possible to go to this library? Will it be there in my dream as I work and as I imagine it? And it was very, very nice thing to me to do, to check my ability to build this library. And the dream that I have that night, or I don't know, maybe the next, I teleport myself inside of that space. I didn't use teleport. I will show you what is the best way to do. And in my totally wonderful sensation, I teleport myself into one thing which are a most clearer visage of dream that I ever seen before. I look at my fingers without losing the clarity. I wanted to return to reality. I even pinch and feel the pain. The clarity of vision was 1 minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes. I even didn't have any action plan. I just stare at the vision without collapsing. I return after a few minutes to my body, to my wakefulness, not to my body, sorry. And I momently knew that this technique has some mechanism that I didn't know before. So what you will do next few times. First, in each of you must remember in his childhood, and it's very important to use the childhood time. I don't know, I have a Grayskull castle from the Masters of the Universe, which I very like. And you must have something which you see from the cartoon, from the movies, maybe from the never-ending story, the castle where the princess. You must see and you must use something, not what you imagine, but what is existing. Like when I use the library, which I already built some years ago. Whatever you choose, it is okay. But please don't use the locations of few years ago. You must use even your life ago. In the beginning of your childhood would be the best thing. So, yes, Grayskull from the He-Man. Oh, you can use the Snake Mountain. I always like Snake Mountain much more than the Grayskull. So you can use it very well. It is very important to use the mind and your long memory to put yourself translocated inside of this. I will show you just what am I using and how I use it. Let me show you. I hope that now I will share a screen with you. I hope I will be succeeded because I'm done for this thing. Screen sharing. Start screen sharing. Yes. Okay. I hope that you can see my desktop now. And okay. Now I will show you something. Oh, no. Can you see now? Oh, sorry. This is not. This is something from my wife. She put always using my desktop, and she cooks something, and this is something we will eat, I hope, today. And if you eat her food, you will instantly have lucid dreaming. But I'm sorry, I must change. This is not. I prepared my picture, and she ruined everything. So this is I don't. Do you see his? Do you see this? This is it. This is my personal. This is my personal temple. I like to say it is my personal lucid pool. As you can see here, this is my original old library that I built. You see in the middle it is the chair, it is the table, and the books in the same way I imagined it almost 30 years ago. Then I start to upgrade it and to build you see now, the central room with the circle. And where can I work and explore my dream more often? Just to see, are you seeing all this? Because I don't have a feedback. I hope you can see all this. Okay, good. So this is the most important part. This is actually my room. This is my room. This is my place. This is my bed. This is my closet. And this is my real door, which will be the same door to enter my personal temple. So I can be inside of it even before the whole dream is building, right away when I find myself in the void. So in this way, I can spare a lot more time than usual. In this way, I am sleeping, and this is my wife, witch, sleeping. And when I open this door, I imagine myself that I am going to my personal pool. The north part of my personal pool, I built to have a room for sleeping. Whatever you will use it for, maybe sex inside the dream, because it can be very nice. You can use this bed for dream inside of a dream, if you know how to do it, and we can learn it in some next occasion, because it is very interesting and can give you a lot more and more things you can do inside of your dream. This is the corridor which leads to my magical garden. Magical garden have two very big oak magical, and I like to shape-shifting me at the size of a little elf, and to fly around and improve my flying abilities. It was in the time when I was young, so I leave it there. The right here, the white cupola, is the place which I can use for teleportation without leaving my mind to interrupt me or to give me a failure. This is very interesting. The right part of my mansion, it's a little bit corridor. As you can see, I have very lots doors, lot of doors, because you know each opening the door will give you more strength to your vision. So please put as much doors as you can. After a corridor step down, I have a room left where also I can sleep inside a dream, and where I can simply hold my things, which I teleport them from the wakefulness state. In this table, I can use my postcards, I can use tricks, and I can use the pills where when I drink them, or magical potion, when I drink them, I have an instantly ability of what I want. More time, more clear, whatever you choose, whatever you want, you can list about your potions with colors and the pills with colors, and assign each color to some magical abilities you want to improve inside of your dreams. So you will use a second or two to have this ability instantly. This is very important. This I call the Pool of Radiance. I like during time to go to this little chamber and to simply wash myself. This is the the water which will give me energy and can heal me very much, because I have diabetic or almost all my life, and I use it to recover myself. So after 30 years of diabetic, I don't have any problems. And as you know, as you see, I have 41 years old and I look okay. You can use whatever you want and more. You can use whatever you wish. Just imagine and always remember, you must be clever, you must be naive, and you must be very relaxed inside of your dream, so you can teleport yourself out of your scenery. This teleportation out of your scenery will give you more clearance and more better vision than the previous scene that your mind is set up. So a teleportation, it's not only ability to give you some new experience, it is a way you will expand your dream more time and more good visual context. So that will be it for this time. I'm very sorry that I took almost 2 hours from you. I hope that I'm not so much bored, that you can use my English enough so you can understand what the hell I am talking about. Don't do this today. Do it maybe tomorrow and think about what we are saying. I will just put this in short. The first thing, using to spinning yourself around your axis with the open eyes, 5 to 10 seconds, and very important to stop very aggressively and very fast. The second way is using your spiral, but looking up without looking the horizon. And after 5 to 10 seconds, you are coming down, flying down to the new scenery. The third way is using the void and the blackness when you are rolling out of your body, so you can touch new things and imagining that you are touching not your walls, but the walls of your new library. So when the vision is starting, you will be in the library. The fourth thing is using the futuristic train. When in the void train will pass, you will grab and step inside this futuristic dream. The whole things and every methods are maybe from 5 to 10 seconds, not more. The more will show that something is not good. Either you are not strong enough in your dream, or the second, which is more devastating, you want and you have desire more than you need. Then we talk about using the doors. First thing and most important, you must step and close to your doors naive, with expectation, without desire. You can say the name of location when you come to the door, turn back to your door, open your door with your back, step in your back, and then close the door. After that, in the end, you are turning around in the new scenery. We learn how to or not to use your elevator. Do not use the telephones in the first few years and first few decades. Believe me, you will have time. You can use telephone inside your personal mansion, this is the good way, because your mind will be far away from you, and the control of your mind will be very, very, very weak, like gravitational influence of the sun to the end of the star system. You need to be far, mentally far from it, and you will reach it when you use your personal mansion, when you use your childhood memory. Start this, see how it's going, and maybe next time we can develop more. I just show you some basic things, and to give you some tips and tricks, you can without too much experimenting, you can be successful in very few attempts. So that's it. Now I will just, if you have some questions, I can release, and that's all. Yeah, thank you very much. This is my first webinar. When you work with people before you, it's one experience, but now I'm seeing my monitor. I don't have a feedback, nor I have energy within you, so I cannot use this enthusiasm to move me. It is very hard, but okay, this is first of my webinar. Next time we can talk about something else, and hope I will be much better to your happiness. Did you make this graphic before making the temple? Yes, of course. Yes, of course. I will show you. This is my from my childhood. You see the diary. This was my first library. It was a black monolith cube inside the desert. And this is first, I built this in my middle school. This was my first library thing, and I put that was experiment. And it's very important to draw, not to let inside of your imagine. You must draw. I can give you next time. There is a lots of online. There is a lots of online AD&D creating stuff when you can build your castles and AD&D Advanced Dungeons and Dragons scenery, and I use it for creating this. It is very easy because I'm very stupid with computer. If I did it, then most of all of you will did it. You do it. So if there is some other question, nema veze. Ja mislim da je ovo sve snimljeno. So you can watch some other time, or if you want next time I can repeat it without problems. So just stick to the Michael's program, Elijah, and we will put everything soon to be recorded. Yes, you can do whatever you want, but don't change it. You can upgrade it, but don't change it completely. Start from one room and then expand it and more, so you can have everything that you need. Don't build too much things, because you're leaving your mind to go and to attack these places that you will not use. The main point of your personal space inside a dream is that you will use it. You will not waste it because tomorrow, next year I will use it. No, you must use it almost every day. And from that moment and that point, you can teleport and translocate yourself much more better and much more quicker, and still to have the best quality of vision, much better than if you do this like with Palpatine and you know, the typical deepening method that you are doing right now. Well, the main question is what is out of Earth? The better question is what is out of our mind? Because for me there is no out of body projections, because there is no out, there is always inside. There is no body, there is always a mind. So the out of body experience will be much better to say inside of a mind experience. But still we are using these terms, even it is completely, for me, it is a wrong term. But yes, of course, I'm using some way and some level of my dream that even I don't realize what it is, and using a question of time bending, especially, which we can speak about it. It is the same kind of webinar and workshop, but much more difficult, because bending and time with hints and tricks. We must learn this to bend space much better, so we can bend time. Yes, I travel a lot of places different, and sometimes it is hard for me to know what is reality and what is dream. So that is it. My wife will soon to come to prepare to me this lunch. I hope, if she is watching, darling, I'm very sorry, I'm just kidding. I'm waiting for you to give me this beautiful dinner, and I wish all to you to be safe during this time of virus. Please be safe, be cool, and stay strong. Okay, bye guys.